Can you give me something to put under my knee?
Yeah. This Mars.
Huh?
Here.
4-1.
22. Like some backwards.
Yeah, I need that. Yeah. 4-1.
22.
4. Canto 4, Śrimad Bhāgavatam, Canto 4.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Chapter 1,
Yes.
text 32.
22.
4-1. It's called this chapter is called the genealogical table of the daughters of Manu. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for coming to the morning class, Śrimad Bhāgavatam. Papa used to give the morning class when he was present. So, on behalf of Srila Prabhupada, I read from his book, read his purports. This is an instrument from Congo, a traditional instrument. You could say tribal instrument. And let's try what it sounds like. I rather want to. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjabhya Apsaramuni Gandharva Siddha Vidya Daroragai Tayamana Vashashas Vitayamana Yashasas Tadasama Padam Yayu Apsaramuni Gandharva Siddha Vidya Daroragai Vitayamana Yashasas Vitayamana Yashasas Tadasama Padam Yayu
Apsaramuni Gandharva Tadashrama
Shirayanta Varodagai Vitayamana Yashasas Tadashama Padam Yayu. Apsaroni Gandharva Siddha Vidyadharagaya Vitayamana Yashasas Apsara, heavenly society, Muni, great sages, Gandharva, inhabitants of the Gandharva planet, Siddha of Siddha Loka, Vidyadhara, other demigods, Urugai, the inhabitants of Nagaloka, Vitayamana, being spread, Yashasa, fame, reputation, touch, his, Ashramapadam, hermitage, Yayu, went. At that time, the three deities approached the hermitage of Atri Muni, accompanied by the denizens of the heavenly planets, such as the celestial beauties, the Gandharvas, the Siddhas, the Vidyadharas, and the Nagas. Thus they entered the ashram of the great sage, who had become famous by his austerities. So it said at that time, so let's recap. Let's check out what's going on. This is like a narration of an event. So I think we better go back a few verses. For myself, I haven't revised this. Why don't we go right back to the beginning? How about that? Any objections? We can just read the translations. We're hearing about the genealogical table of the daughters of Manu. I'll start here, okay? Just to catch up. Text 14. My dear Vidura, of the two sons, Kashyapa and Purnima, Purnima begot three children, namely Viraja, Vishaga, and Devakulya. Of these three, Devakulya was the water which washed the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, and which later on transformed into the Ganges of the heavenly planets. Wow. Amazing. Anushuya, the wife of Atri Muni, gave birth to three very famous sons, Soma, Dattatreya, and Durvasa, who were partial representations of Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, and Lord Brahma. Soma was a partial representation of Lord Brahma. Dattatreya was a partial representation of Lord Vishnu, and Durvasa was a partial representation of Lord Shiva. Text 16. After hearing this, Vidura inquired from Maitreya, "My dear master, how is it that the three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, who are the creator, maintainer, and destroyer of the whole creation, became the offspring of the wife of Atri Muni?" Good question. Who wants to know? You're all working out. Bye-bye. See you next life. You don't want to know or what to do. Maitreya said, when Lord Brahma ordered Atri Muni to create generations after marrying Anusuya, Atri Muni and his wife went to perform severe austerities in the valley of the mountain known as Riksha. In that mountain valley flows a river named Nirvindya. On the bank of the river are many ashok trees and other plants full of palasha flowers, and there's also the sweet sound of water flowing from a waterfall. The husband and wife reached that beautiful place. There the great sage concentrated his mind by the yogic breathing exercises, and thereby controlling all attachment, he remained standing on one leg only, eating nothing but air, and stood there on one leg for 100 years. Text 20. He was thinking, may the Lord of the universe, of whom I have taken shelter, kindly be pleased to offer me a son exactly like him. (21) While Atri Muni was engaged in these severe austerities, a blazing fire came out of his head by virtue of his breathing exercise. And that fire was seen by the three principal deities of the three worlds. Today's verse. At that time, the three deities approached the hermitage of Atri Muni, accompanied by the denizens of the heavenly planets, such as the celestial beauties, the Gandharvas, the Siddhas, the Vidyadharas, and the Nagas. Thus they entered the ashram of the great sage who had become famous by his austerities. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. It is advised in the Vedic literatures that one should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Lord of the universe, and the Master of creation, maintenance, and dissolution. He is known as the Super Soul, and when one worships the Super Soul, all of the deities such as Brahma and Shiva appear with Lord Vishnu because they are directed by the Super Soul. I'm going to go to the next one. Tat pradurabhava samyoga vidyotita manamuni utistani ekapadena utistan ekapadena tadvisha vibhudashabhan. The sage was standing on one leg, but as soon as he saw that the three deities had appeared before him, he was so pleased to see them all together that despite great difficulty, he approached them on one leg. Wow, amazing. Yeah. Prananamya davad bhuma upataste ritanjalihi vishanksa suparnastan svais etanascha chinitam. Thereafter, he began to offer prayers to the three deities who were seated on different carriers, a bull, a swan, and Garuda, and who held in their hands a drum, kusha grass, and a discus. The sage offered them his respects by falling down like a stick. Purport. Danda means a long rod, and vat means like. Before a supriya, one has to fall down on the ground just like a stick. And this sort of offering of respect is called dandavat. Atri Rishi offered his respect to the three deities in that way. They were identified by their different carriers and different symbolic representations. In that connection, it is stated here that Lord Vishnu was sitting on Garuda, a big aquiline bird, and was carrying in his hand a disc. Brahma was sitting on a swan and had in his hand kusha grass. Lord Shiva was sitting on a bull and carrying in his hand a small drum called a damaru. Atri Rishi recognized them by their symbolic representations and different carriers, and thus he offered them prayers and respects. Srila Prabhupada ki. Hamagana Timrandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshuran Militam Jena Tasme Shri Gurve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Savitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sva Vadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Makam Kroti Vachalam Pangam Langaite Girim Yad Kripa Saraham Bande Dev Sri Guru Dinitayana. So, yeah. Nowadays we don't do dandavats like that. We say, oh, dandavats, Prabhu. Hey, Prabhu, dandavats. I haven't seen you for a long time, dandavats. Right? So this is like a debased understanding of dandavats. The idea is that we dandavat, we fall down like a stick. Actually, one time that happened in Bhaktivedanta Mana. Prabhupada was in Bhaktivedanta Mana. And when Prabhupada came to the Mana in London, north of London, then of course all the devotees in Europe used to come. And the German devotees were the top book distributors. And they were a little bit proud, I suppose. But anyway, when they came into the room with Prabhupada, there was about 10 or 12 of them, they all did dandavats like sticks. Boom! Prabhupada. Yeah. So that's a Leela Mricha. Some people, they break their nose, you know, when they do dandavats. They get a bleeding nose. So I don't know quite how you do it. Fall down like a stick and break your head or whatever. So anyhow, this is the culture that Prabhupada introduced to us, spiritual culture. And we're trying to introduce all over the world. And these pastimes of the Śrimad Bhāgavatam are all transcendental. They're all connected with Krishna, leading us up to understanding that Krishna is a person and his devotees are persons, and we are persons. Otherwise, you know, we're living in a world full of impersonalism and voidism. So that's why Prabhupada wrote Śrimad Bhāgavatam. This is introducing basically the personality of Godhead. Nobody knows this. Recently I was where was I? I was in Kampala, Uganda, Africa, and we did a program with my disciples. She started a school called Moksha Lakshmi Preaching and Training Center, MPTC. And she mostly has children and young people. And she has made a room, a nice room, on her own land. She has her sisters also. And we started on Radhastami. We came down the hill to this village just outside Kampala, which is the capital. And we had a good Harinam. I'll be sending the film round about that soon. Just compiling the video. And then we came into the room, the temple room. She has deities of Radha Govinda, Gaunitai, Jagannath. And she's teaching the people, that God is a person. And these are the forms of the Lord. And of course, in the Christian countries, it's not acceptable. They think this is idol worship. You know the story in the Bible. Moses came down from Mount Sinai, or where did he go? And he found the Israelites, they were worshipping deities. And it was a golden bull, so he smashed that. And from then on, this is called idol worship. But idol worship doesn't mean that God doesn't have a form. There's so many idols actually we see, like TV idols, musical idols, Taylor Swift idols, so many idols. And we worship them. And we idolize our car, our mobile phone, so many idols. And we understand that they're not God. But that doesn't mean that God has no form. Janmadi yasya yataha, the Śrimad Bhāgavatam starts, from whom everything emanates. Just like in the Rasa Leela, Prabhupada was saying this morning, it's not a ball dance. It wasn't a ball dance, the Rasa Leela. Krishna expanded by his forms, Vaibhav, and so that he could dance with every gopi. So Krishna has a form, and what we perceive in this world, Janmada Yasa Yataha, from whom creation, maintenance, and destruction are emanating. Here in this verse we're hearing about Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu, the creator, the maintainer, and the destroyer. Some Christians also say that. God means the generator, the operator, and the destroyer. The operator means Vishnu, generator means Brahma, and Shiva, destroyer. God means that. So they have some conception. But his original form, and the form from which other forms are coming, is not there in the Bible. And therefore all the faiths of the world are aiming at God, but less information. This is the problem. Because now we have the Jews fighting the Muslims. What are they fighting about? If they really knew the Bhoktaram Yagitapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaranam, Soridam Sarvabhutanam, Bhagavad Gita 5:29. Krishna was the supreme enjoyer. Bhuktaram Yakachapasam Sarvaloka. Krishna says, one who knows me, he's standing there before Arjuna. One who knows me as the supreme enjoyer, the supreme proprietor, and the supreme friend. He gets freedom from all the pangs, gets peace from all the pangs of material existence. So why the Jews and the Muslims are fighting? With all due respect, they don't know. There's not sufficient knowledge in either the Jews or the Quran, the Torah or the Quran, the Old Testament. I was brought up with the Bible, and I was also thinking, Jesus, he loved God. He was the Son of God. He was a wonderful personality, my hero. And he was always talking about his Father. But who is his Father? I didn't know. So it's a lacuna, it's a big empty space in human culture that they don't know who to love. The central point is missing. Central point of directing a loving propensity is misguided. So what do we have in Israel? I love Israel. I am a Jew. This is my land. It was given me by some force after the Second World War. There's a history behind it. And the others, the Gazas and the Lebanese and all those countries that surround Israel, they're mostly followers of the Quran, and they don't know the form of God. So they're very violent with each other. Because the loving propensity is not being fulfilled. There's many psychiatrists and psychologists and social analysts. And the point is that, if I love my mother, my mom and dad, and I love where does that love go when I go? When I leave my body, when my parents love my body, leave their bodies. Okay, I may love my family. Yasyama buddhi kuna pechi dhatu ke svadi kalatadu shubhomya jadi yateja buddhi salilena kahichis janesva bigdeshus eva gokara. One who loves this body, I am this body, which is a bag of, bile, mucus, and air. And Svadi and his family, Svadi Kalatadishu, and my offspring, and my country, and my holy places. The Indians go to the Ganga, and the Jews, they go to the Jordan River. It's localized. It's in relationship to this body. It's Eva Gokara. No better than a cow or an ass. That's local. Prabhupada quoted thousands of times. It's true. If we identify with this body, we know better than a cow or an ass, or a spider, or a worm. It doesn't say that, but any animal, any tree. What's the deep difference between us and a tree? Nothing. If we identify with his body. So this is the problem, The materialistic dharma is not based on science. The Bhagavad Gita is teaching us the science, starting with self-realization. Who am I? What am I? Am I this body or not? But sometimes if you talk to people of other faiths, they become antagonistic. What? You're talking about Hinduism? Prabhupada he's talking in lecture, one class. And he says, yeah, one man approached me and accused me and said of introducing Hinduism because we're introducing reincarnation. I said, what? It doesn't matter whether you're Hindu or Muslim or Christian, whatever. You have to change your body. Your body is changing, but you're not the same. What does that mean? This is a science, it's a fact. Can't you see? But people cannot see. They cannot see themselves unless they get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. How do they get the mercy? Especially by hearing the holy name and smiling at the devotees, liking the devotees, liking dancing with devotees, taking prasadam, and all these activities purify their hearts. So they're getting step by step closer to understanding, yeah, Krishna must be, God must be a person. Yeah, there's a verse in Bhagavad Gita, avyaktam vyaktam apanam manyante mama buddhaya param bhava majanantu mamavyayam anutamam. Foolish persons, avyaktam vyaktam apanam manyante abuddhaya, foolish, less intelligent person, think that the impersonal has become personal. How is that possible? By what mechanism does the sky become a person? It's the other way around. A person has its impersonal features. Yeah, just like a body has heat. Someone is lying in bed, you'll feel the heat of them. You'll hear them snoring, and sound is coming, breathing. These are all impersonal features of a body. But then as soon as that body is dead, pretty soon, then all these features stop. Yeah. So let's apply that, What is this wood coming from? Wood is impersonal, but the tree is not impersonal. What are the features of a living being? Birth, growth, maintenance, reproduction, dwindling, and death. So this tree we may cut the tree down, we kill the tree, we take the wood, but the wood is the separated impersonal energy of the tree. So this whole conception of impersonalism is ignorant, actually. From the person, energy is coming. There's a verse in Vishnu Puran. Ekadesha stitas yagnya jyotsna vistarini yata parasya brahmana shaktir tataiva tanedam akilam jagat. Just as the sun is in one place and it spreads heat and light all over the universe, similarly, Vishnu spreading his energies everywhere. So it makes sense, God is a person, but imperfect knowledge. And people are covered by these three modes. This is the problem. Prakrite kriyamani, gunai kamani sarvasha, ahankara vimudatma, katahamitivan. The foolish living entity under the influence of these three modes, Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu, impersonal Vishnu, they think they're the doer. Sattva-gun, Rajagun, Tamagun, they think they're the doer. So how to break that? How to snap them out of it? This is the thing. This is desperation, actually. People say, are you enthusiastic? When you see everyone fighting, don't you want to do something? You read the CNN, you read the BBC, or Reuters, any newspaper. Isn't it horrible? If stupid people fighting like dogs and cats over a bit of land. They come into this world without anything, and they leave without anything, and yet they're saying, this is mine. It's nutty. They're mad. People are mad. So we have to do something. And we have the medicine. This is Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Of course, you may not believe it. You just think, well, I joined Hare Krishna, I don't believe it. I get my prasadam. We get into a habit, you know. We get into a habit, we may not even believe it. I'll get it from Mangalarti and go to Guru Puja, blah, 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 take prasadam, do my... But do we care? Do we care for the people who are wasting their lives, fighting like cats and dogs? And who knows where they go? Prabhupada one time, he said to Bhavananda, he said, last night I dreamt of the heaven where the Muslims go. He said, there must be a planet where they go. Maybe there's a planet where the Christians go, Jesus is there. The Śrimad Bhāgavatam is going to explain all about the spiritual worlds and the place where Krishna lives. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sachitananda Vigraha, and Adi Govindam Savakarnakana, Radha Govinda. So that's what we're learning here. It's vital, actually. It's vital for our sanity also, for our humanity. Real humanity means we care for others. We don't want to see them rotting, taking another birth. Yam yam bapis maram bhavam chajan eva kalamvaram tatade bati kantayat siddhartha bhava bhava. Whatever you think about at the time of death, you've got to change to that state without fear. You already changed your body. So why not continue that change? A sober man is not bewildered by such a change. So it's common sense, actually. But no college, no university is teaching it. Only ISKCON is on the ball, is really teaching it. And maybe other Gaudiya Sampradayas, and of course the Vaishnava Sampradayas. But no Vaishnava Sampradaya is spreading all over the world like ISKCON. No one is organized. Maybe a few temples here or there, they're quarreling amongst themselves. But we have an organization which is, Prabhupada wants to take over the world. Lord Chaitanya predicted, Pritiviti achayata nagaradigram savatra pracham hoibe monam. My name will be known in every town and village of the world. So we've got a lot of work to do, and we have the formula. We have to cooperate together. Prabhupada's given us everything on the plate. We've got this beautiful temple here, big temple, so many things to do. And make a Kadamba restaurant, that's a really good idea. Bring people in. Restaurants are great. We have our temple in London. It's a very big feature of our preaching at London Temple Restaurant. Yeah. And financially also, we make like £2 million a year in that restaurant. Yeah. Help maintain the preaching and the temple. Very popular. We have thali system. You know thali system? 80% Indians, but 20% old people, they like thali. Thali means a plate. And you get a bowl, and we're obviously getting hungry. You get a plate, and you get so many preparations. You know how much you pay in London for thali? For thali, I think £14. And so that's as much as you can eat. I mean, you're full up. Rice, dal, sabjis, and pakoras, everything. And That's cheap in London. London, that's a cheap restaurant. So it's crowded every day, from morning to night. And so there's another way to wake people up. Take prasadam. Come to the mode of goodness. Stop eating meat, fish, eggs, Most of these people who are fighting, the Russians and the Russians, the Chinese, they're all against America. They're all meat eaters. If you eat meat, fish, and eggs, you're aggressive. You're even more aggressive than me, You eat this kind of food, Because you're killing, you're a murderer. You're already murdering. When a daily meal, you're already murdering. The one who kills the animal, the one who carries the animal, the one who sells the animal, the one who transports the animal, all murderers. Obvious. Conspiracy to murder the poor creature. Men in different bodies. But people don't know that. They don't know we're not this body. So there's a desperate situation. We have to do something. So that's why we started this movement. He was desperate to do something. He wanted to do something. So we started in New York, and here we are today. We're continuing Prabhupada's mission. So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. So any questions, please? What time's prasadam? That's the main question. That's the only laugh I got today. No one gave me a laugh. I was plugging away for some response. As soon as I said, what time's prasadam? Everyone laughed. Okay, I understand. Okay, next question, please. Yeah?
You talk about Varnashram Dharma and how it relates and helps Harinam.
Varnashram Dharma amongst the animals? There's no. Varnashram, now we see materialistic Varnashram. Some people are laborers, some people are managers, some people are like farmers, some people are politicians, military, some people are thinkers. So this is material. It's still there in New York, everywhere. You can see people who are thinkers, people who are laborers, going to the office. They're slaves to money, the Shudra. Maybe the managers, the capitalists, they're Vaishyas. And then there's the thinkers, then there's the military, the politics with Russia and so on. And then there's the Brahmanas. But the Brahmanas are all scientists. The so-called scientists of the Brahmanas, they are analyzing material creation, sending rockets to the moon or Mars to find out what Mars was made of. Mars bars. You find the Mars bars on Mars. But they haven't solved the problem of who's looking down the telescope, who's looking down the microscope. Who am I? This is a Brahmin. A Brahmin starts his quest of life, journey, just life, how do you say, journey of discovery. Who am I? This is with Sanatana Goswami, when he approached Lord Chaitanya. Ke ame kene amaya daritapita. Who am I? Why am I suffering? But all these people in this materialistic structure of society, body of society, they're not being trained to ask this question. But when we go on Harinam, you can see some people are attracted. So this is the beginning of Daivi Varnashram, transcendental Varnashram, just like in this room. Some of you are happy to clean Kalushaiva Jastra, Svadvikramad bhavati tadgadamulahantri. This is in Upadeshamrita, the ninth verse. It says that those materialistic people, they're like somebody who's got jaundice, the disease of jaundice. The tongue is afflicted by a disease of jaundice. If he tastes something sweet, like sugar candy, or rock candy, mystery, it tastes bitter. Yeah. Someone in the mode of ignorance, they don't like Hare Krishna. Really don't like Hare. Sometimes we try and get people to chant on the street, and I look them in the eyes, and I only see, what do I see? H-A-T-E, hate. So I immediately leave him. Nothing you can do. It's on the level of hate, but he's hearing the holy name anyway. The holy name you cannot avoid. They see the rhythm, they beat. They may even like the rhythm, but there's some people that are so into ignorance. And even animals, when I was in, just recently I come back from Sofia in Bulgaria, and I was chanting my rounds early in the morning, and there was one little kitten, little baby cat, would come and sit on my lap to keep warm, because it was cool. And I had my chadar, and it was snuggling under the chadar and purring. Little kitten, beautiful little kitten. And I was saying, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No sign that she could understand Hare Krishna. Yeah. But the holy name is so powerful. It's awakening even the dead living entities to come to life. The living beings in the cells, in the stone, in the wood, everything's Brahma Jyoti. It's all manifestation from Brahma Jyoti. All spirits, particles. But the holy name is enlivening. Haridas Thakur said that. So the wonderful thing, Rupa Goswami says in Upadeshamrita, the wonderful thing is that by continuing to chant the holy name, gradually a taste for the holy name comes about. And the disease is destroyed at the root. So everyone's meat eater, what can you do? This meeting is a culture. Everyone's killers. But don't say I'm a Republican. I'll tell you one thing I know. Trump, you heard of Mr. Trump, Donald Trump? He does not take alcohol. I bet Harris does, Kamala Harris, I bet she takes alcohol. And Biden, I bet they, but at least Trump doesn't take alcohol. I mean, the other regular principles I don't know about, I don't think. But at least somebody doesn't, in politics, doesn't take alcohol. Why? Because he saw that his brother died of, if you take too much alcohol, your liver is completely destroyed. So Trump learned from that. And Trump, he helped us have Jagannath Rath Yatra in 1976 in New York by letting us build a Rath Yatra car on the railway lines. That was a wonderful service he did. He didn't ask to pay any payment, or we should be insured. He took the risk for devotees. And he took prasadam. You know that? Ever hear that? I was here, Rambhadra, when this place was run by Rambhadra. I was sitting in the restaurant. He told me, he said, when the Bangladesh, there was a big benefit program for Bangladesh, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, everyone was there, Bob Dylan, You know, they performed free of charge. And the money went for Bangladesh, because at that time there were many starving people in Bangladesh. So then Rambhadra, he got a phone call from George Harrison's assistant. You know George Harrison, the Beatle? George wants a cup of dal. George Harrison wants a cup of... Rambhadra said, come on, let's get together, we'll make a feast for him. It's a true story, Rambhadra told me right downstairs. Make a feast. So that all the devotees, pakoras, rice, dal, sabji, paneer, of course non-vegan, not vegan, the real thing, Krishna likes. They made a feast, sweet rice, simplies, everything. And they went round the back door where the concert was. And you know who was there when they gave the prasadam? Trump, Donald Trump. Because he was a TV personality. He was mixing with all these people. Bob Dylan. So he got prasadam. But I'm not in politics. I'm a British citizen. I can't vote here. But I'm just saying, this is interesting to know. So who knows? Srila Prabhupada ki Vande Krishna Nanda Kumara Nanda Kumara Madana Gopala